Welcome to Sacred Stories Hub, where people share their most profound and sometimes challenging life experience. We received another story to tell, and it reads like this. I lost my younger sister. She was still young. She went sick and died. The whole thing was strange, but our grandfather was someone who was poor at that time, and he used to reject me and my sister. But I was surprised when he offered to buy expensive casket. Later on, he bought an expensive car. We as sisters, we grew up without parents. They died when we were too young. After our parents died, we managed to see that life was not fair. We ended up struggling. One day my grandfather came and he offered to be our guardian. I was so surprised. I remember that he didn't like us. Why now? He would treat us bad when we go to his house and beg for some food or even a little bit of sugar. He would tell us that he wants to live in peace. We bothering him when he didn't like us at all. I still cry when I think about our past. When I was still a teenager, I started to sleep with a man. I remember I was even younger than 16 years, but I would know what to do with a man in bed. I didn't even like this man I was sleeping with, but because I had no role model and I didn't have cash to survive. One day I slept with this other guy and he was too old for me. He was 35 and I was under 16. This man gave me STIs. Then later that year, I went to clinic. Then I got medication, but no one asked if I was sexually abused. I got surprised. I had other people at school talking about my status. My news was all over. Everyone knew I was treated for STIs. I was so embarrassed. I didn't know who told them. Then I chose to drop out. I didn't have a choice. I only imagined boys coming for sex, asking for sex, and when I say no to the boy would slap me and tell me how I've been sleeping around. Then later on, the very same year, I found a job there in Pretoria at the hotel. I was working during the day and later I would attend the night school. I managed to pass and go to university, and I had somewhere in the forms where he was supposed to fill. Apparently he didn't like the idea. He was angry. He didn't want me to go to university. He wanted me to work in his new project. Then I gave up on school. 2 months later, my sister went sick. I got help and she was taken to hospital. I then called my grandfather to tell him my sister was admitted. I was shocked by his answer. I was in a room where my sister was admitted. Actually, I was next to her bed when he tells me that. Why am I calling him? He's not God. Only God can save my sister. Even if I would come, if she was to die, she will die, because coming won't make any difference. When I was shocked by his answer, my eyes was filled up with tears. I wanted to cry, but I wanted to be stronger for my sister. I had to lie that our grandfather is coming, while I know that he's not coming, cause he made it clear. I was in pain. I went to bathroom, then I cried a lot. I was thinking about everything bad that happened in our lives and how my grandfather treated us. Later, as I thought my sister is getting better, I went out for a drink and sit in reception and fall asleep. Around 11 p.m., that's where I woke up, and that's where I got my news that my sister was no more. When I cried until I got limp, I didn't even have energy to talk. I didn't believe because when I got out of the room, she said she only wants to take a nap. I tried to wake her up and she was really gone. I didn't see any reason to leave because now my sister left me alone. Nurses took me to private area where I can talk. They were talking with me, but I didn't even hear a word until we received a call from my grandfather. He was crying and I was surprised. How did he even hear the news? I asked, "Why are you crying?" And he said, "Your sister just died." I just kept asking myself, how did he know? Because I'm the only one who called the ambulance that time she got sick. Even in reception, they didn't have his number, they only have mine. The idea haunts me every day. I want to know who told my grandfather, and all along he was pretending to come to hospital. The very same day he said that he was going on a meeting out of town, but suddenly he knows my sister's death. He suddenly came to hospital. I don't know when, but I was shocked because he was out of town. He came and acted as a caring guardian. He acted as if he's in pain. Suddenly he's the one who signs the papers. He even started the burial arrangements. When I asked why he's doing that, he told me how much I'm broke. He said I don't even have a cent, and I agreed I don't have nothing. He said, "You see, now I must take over everything." When I was so pissed and angry, and then he told me that he's taking over. He's now rich. He laughed and he left the room like that while my sister is still lying there. At the burial day, he gave the speech. He acted that he was caring and he had planned her bright future. Now she died, but I decided to buy her this casket. Farewell. This is what he said in the funeral. I decided to buy her this casket as farewell, and it will be the last house. I asked a lot of questions. I was aware that he is responsible for my little sister's death. He hated us. Why would he spend money on the funeral beside? He just got money. All along he wasn't this rich. The funeral was more of a party. There was convoy of expensive cars. He even bought a new car before the burial. I saw a very nice black car and it had temporary number plates.
In the graveyard, when I was crying, he tried to hug me, telling me things will be okay. She's now in peace, resting. I should not cry. After the burial, I went to see our grandfather, and I found a black man in his house, a giant black man. He asked, "What do I want?" Then I told him that I want my grandfather. He said I must turn back home. He's not available. I can't see him beside. I should call him before I come. I went back and waited for a call to let me know when will he be free. I didn't get a call. I was aware that he wants to cut communication. He doesn't want anything to do with me. Now I'm scared. I'm thinking I'm next. I might wake up like the way I lost my sister, and I pray that my grandfather is not ritualist, as they say. Besides, my sister's death wasn't natural, and I am scared that I might get scammed by people offering help. If you can't help me, please post my story. Maybe someone can help me. I'll read the comments. Thank you, Wayne. Remember that you are strong than you think, and you have the power to overcome challenges. Surround yourself with supportive and caring people who can help you through tough times. Keep moving forward, and I think things will get better. That was it. If you resonate with any of these stories, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and share these stories' heartfelt experience with others.